And it is Alkan, you know, the famous YouTuber and streamer, and he did just become the first player to reach 20 billion total XP. So in this video I'm going to discuss and show you with a few charts his journey towards this impressive milestone. But first, the giveaway, let me know in the comments what your total XP is from all your accounts combined, and then I'll randomly pick one lucky winner who will receive a free copy of my RuneScape History trilogy. So Alkan became known as Number1 Boss in 2011 after entering the front page of the high scores for the first time on the 29th of December of 2010, but instead of just telling you about his progress throughout the next decade, I'll show it to you with 3 charts and some raw data from an Excel file that I put together. So let's start with the first chart to demonstrate a little bit of an obstacle with tracking his progress, which I did with Runetracker, by the way, with 3 months between every data point. As you can see on the chart, which shows you his RuneScape 3 accounts, he transferred his names a couple of times, and I can actually show you this in the raw data too. The cells marked in yellow indicate where he transferred his display names. The period right here is when he transferred the name Alkan onto his Number1 Boss account, and then one right here is probably not a name transfer but a Runetracker glitch, because I know Runetracker has had this glitch for over a decade now. And then here in May of 2015, his Number1 Boss display name was transferred once again. I should point out that he has had a lot more display names, but these should be all his accounts with their current display name, I hope. Anyway, these name transfers didn't help at all in trying to track his entire history, especially for the overall XP curve, which I'm showing you later in this video, but I think I still did manage to accurately track his XP history and to display it on the next charts. So like I said, this chart shows his cumulative total XP across all his RuneScape 3 accounts from the day he entered the front page of the high scores until I recorded this video. He maxed his first account, so that's 5.2 billion total XP at the time, at the end of 2014, but he had already begun playing on another account by then. By the way, so his first account is the one that now has the name Alkan, but that used to be called Number1 Boss when he first became famous, which is why I have added NR1 but here between brackets. Then the gray line is the XP curve for the account that now has the name Number1 Boss. The orange line shows the account with the name Gains right now, but also that account used to have the name Number1 Boss at some point, until both accounts swapped display names in May of 2015, as you can see right here. Then in the bottom right corner, you can see a very vague line which represents his Number1 base account, but that one never accumulated more than 403k total XP. Then the next chart, this one shows all his accounts across both game versions, so that's RuneScape 3 and Old School RuneScape. So it's the same principle with each curve representing a different player profile in either Old School RuneScape or in RuneScape 3. If you want to have a closer look at this, pause this video. It's 11 player profiles on 7 different accounts, which I'm not going to discuss separately here because then the video will end up becoming too long. Okay, so next is what you probably came here for, which is the chart showing his cumulative total XP across all years. So I'll discuss that one now, and then I'll finish this video with another look at all the raw data. So this is the chart that shows his cumulative total XP across all player profiles, going back to the 29th of December of 2010, which is when he entered the front page of the high scores for the first time. So some significant milestones are 5 billion XP here in 2014, 10 billion XP less than 2 years later, and then quite impressively 15 billion XP just over a year later. And then obviously 20 billion XP right here at the very end, but I'll show you the exact moment in the raw data in a minute. So first, still about this chart, clearly his most productive periods in terms of XP gain was from the summer of 2014 until the summer of 2017, gaining more than 10 billion total XP in that period. By the summer of 2017, he had already reached close to 16 billion total XP. In the last few years, his XP gains have slowed down, but that's only normal, I suppose, because 10 billion total XP across 3 years, that's absolutely insane, but amazing. Okay, then to end this video, let's return to the raw data. So I already showed you the name transfers, then the blank cells with no XP data are either because the account did not exist yet or because Runetracker couldn't go back further than that. On the left, you see his 4 RuneScape 3 profiles, and then in the middle and on the right, you see his 7 Old School RuneScape player profiles. So as I said, Alkan with number 1 in brackets was his main account, and then Gains is the account on which he originally tried to achieve the maxscape in fewer than 100 days of in-game time. I'm not sure about the other accounts, what they do or specialized in, but I do know that for Old School RuneScape, that the account That Sellout is his Iron Man, the account Alkan's UIM is his Ultimate Iron Man, and then Sub2 Alkan is his Group Iron Man. These latter 2 accounts were created only fairly recently, as you can see here. The column to the far right shows his total XP after every 3 months, which you may have already figured out from the dates in the column on the far left. Going with the 3-month window, he reached 20 billion XP at some point between July and October of this year, so I further split that 3-month window into 3 windows of just 1 month each. And then as you can see at the bottom of this file, the moment he reached 20 billion XP was in August of this year. Next, I wanted to figure out the exact date, but I decided to not give that a try after noticing that some of the accounts had either none or almost no XP updates on Runetracker, so it probably wouldn't have worked to pinpoint the exact date. Nevertheless, judging by the total XP on the 1st of August and the total XP on the 1st of September, the exact date probably falls somewhere around the 3rd week of August. So there we go, Alkan, or Number1 Boss, first player to reach 20 billion total XP. When I did the research for this video, which is last weekend, his overall XP was 20,222,401,602, but of course more has been added to that in the past few days. That's all for this video. Liking and subscribing always helps this channel, so I appreciate that very much. If you want more nostalgia and more history, check out my other videos, my social media pages, or join my Facebook group called RuneScape Memories, where you can share and discuss all your RuneScape memories. With 75k members, we're one of the biggest RuneScape communities on Facebook, so it's like drowning in an ocean of nostalgia. Thank you for watching and see you later.